Okay, today we're going to make a small tag, and I am jumping right in. I have painted it with 2 coats of Fusion's Picket Fence. These are small tags from Tim Holtz that we are using today, by the way. I am using a paper from, I think it's AB Studio, but I'll have all the supplies in the description underneath the video when I get done. And I've used a water brush here to wet method to cut, if you will, the papers out. There's 4 designs on that paper, and I will have all of these done eventually. So this was one of them, and I'm decoupaging it on with Pentart's Decoupage varnish and glue. Just put it right on there. And sealed it on top also, underneath and on top. And there I'm just using a little cleaning wipe to wipe off the excess decoupage medium. And now I am painting, I think it's called Gillyflower. I'm using it on one of my rose molds that we're going to end up using on here. And then I'm drying it. And there comes a second coat. And again, I will list all the supplies. And again, that will be in the description of this video. And there I'm going to use some Bayberry, which is also from Fusion Mineral Paint. And I'm going to paint that little bitty leaf. Well, first, I'm going to paint that rose also. And there I'm painting that little bitty leaf with Fusion's Bayberry. And there I took some white picket fence from Fusion to dry brush on there, just to give it a little, I don't know, I wasn't quite happy with that purple, which I probably wouldn't have left it a solid color anyway, knowing me. I've always got to do a little something extra to it to give it a two-tone or something else. So I did that to both those flowers, and then also added some white dry brushing to the little leaf also. And of course we got to paint the little enforcer piece too with the same purple. And we'll do a little bit of dry brushing on it also. And we're still using the same colors, the same picket fence on there. Got it a little heavier than I was going for. And now we're also using, I just have some leftover molds. I don't know if you saw my video on the egg mold where I used all those molds on it. But anyway, these are pieces left over from that project. So, and I heated up the mold to make it easier to cut because these are resin pieces. So now I'm painting that piece of the mold with Fusion's Conservatory is the name of that beautiful green. And then I'm drying it and then giving it a second coat of Conservatory. And then I'm using some heavy body gel to glue it on. And then just a little bit of white dry brushing on top of it. The dry brushing just really makes the designs pop. Brings out the details. And now that rose fits next to that border mold a lot better since we cut some out of it. Like I said earlier, I wasn't quite happy with that purple, so I took this deep dark wine plum, I think it's called Velvet Plum, from Fusion and went in and tried to tone it down with that. Still wasn't real happy with it, but I was getting closer. But so then I had to do it to the other rose that I had done also. And sometimes we just, when you're not happy with something, you just got to keep playing with it till you are. And there I cut off the stem of that leaf because I wanted it to fit in there a little bit closer. And then I'm using heavy body gel to glue on those molds. And then I decided to use this, it's an adhesive pearl, basically. It's got an adhesive back already. It's really pretty. So I don't know that you can see it real well there, but hopefully you'll be able to see it in the end when we do a photo and a video of it. But and next, again, I'm using kind of a little rope border. I heated it up so I could cut it in the center and cut it in half, cut it in half. And then painted it. I think the first purple is what I used on it. I'm not entirely sure. No, I think that is the point where I realized I had a different purple that did match and did make me happy. So I painted the rope border with it first, and then I repainted the roses with it. I don't remember the name of it, but again, it will be in the supply list. So, and I may just put that in there as the only purple. I'm not sure. And then I even did hit those little bitty roses that were in that pearl. There was like two or three little roses. I can't remember. So I just highlighted those with that purple also. And then I still came back and did a little bit of dry brushing with the white just to bring out the details. And then I came in with the green conservatory with a real cheap chip brush. And went around the edges. Kind of a dry brush. I didn't have much on my brush at all, but I love a good old crappy chip brush for that. It just does that wispy look. And then I used the heavy body gel to glue the little rope borders on. And then a little bit of white highlighting there also. And then we're going to make a little bitty bow. We put the twine down in first, the opposite direction. And now I'm using some fabric that I've ripped. I'm just playing with making these bows, so bear with me. Hopefully they'll get better over time. You can see what I'm doing. It's pretty self-explanatory. This is a bow dabra. Like I said, fabric. And then I think the second one was a actual ribbon. And then that skinny little curly thing is a ribbon, which really makes it a lot fuller, that little coil-looking ribbon. And I guess that's all I used on that one because, this isn't a very big project, so it didn't really need to be overwhelming. And then just pull it up and do a double knot. And then I clipped it off. And I love these scissors, so they will be in the supply list also. They just cut so well. But they are dangerous, though. I have actually cut myself with them, so that's how good and sharp they are. Glued on the enforcer, put a little button in the center, and then glued it below there so that way you could still hang it on the wall if you wanted to, if you had a little nail or something. I just kind of tucked it in some home decor that you'll see here in a little bit, but you could also hang it on the wall. Either way. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like it. I hope you will subscribe to my channel for many, 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 many more videos just like this. Like, subscribe, and comment. I would super duper appreciate it. There you can see that pearl piece a little bit better.